Let's get some more voices now. Joining us next is Rose Kendall. She's a social media influencer, economist and activist over there. Hi Rose, thank you so much for your time. At the moment, when you see these visuals of your country burning on a boil, I wonder what the sentiment is. Is it one of relief that you've had your way, or is there one of worry that people don't know where this will go, where this will end?
There's definitely a sentiment of worry because watching the infrastructure break down, watching fire break down in different parts of Nepal is definitely a heartbreaking scenario, but it also gives us relief and a sign of hope because Gen Zs and young people came out on the streets yesterday as a peaceful protest against corruption, and our voices, although met with violence, was heard and ended up being heard by a lot. However, a lot of our requirements, a lot of what we have wanted from this protest have been given to us, yet we are waiting on other things such as an interim leader for our country. And the violence seems to be escalating, which is one of our biggest worries. We do not want this to happen. And so that particular thing is definitely worrisome.
What's worrisome to me, Rose, at the moment is the fact that nobody knows who is the interim government. Nobody knows who will bring in peace. Nobody knows where this will end. This is an uprising of sorts, if one can call it. This is uprising of the youth of Nepal. And you're right, there's hope in it. But clearly this level of vandalism will not take you anywhere.
Absolutely, you are right. This level of vandalism now, it definitely has to be stopped. We definitely need a leader to come out and put an end to all of this. Although it's hard because there's a lot of people out on the street, and we don't have a government right now, so it will be difficult to predict what's going to happen. This is also a first time in the history of Nepal, and nothing like this has happened before. So it definitely, this type of uprising and this potential of army taking over. This type of stuff hasn't happened in Nepal before, so it's definitely very difficult to predict what's going to happen next. I do support and believe that we need to have a directly elected prime minister, just like my friend Sarisha said here. I think we need to focus on that.
But how will that even happen? I want to go back a little bit, rewind a little bit, Rose, here, because very hard to predict what's going to happen next. But I want to get down to the genesis of how it all started. Can you go back in time and perhaps tell me the first post which was about this uprising that you saw? When was it? Whose handle was it from? I'm just trying to get a sense of who started this protest.
Absolutely. I remember seeing a comment regarding this on my videos when I posted it on TikTok. At first, I thought it was one of those bot comments. However, I started seeing public influencers also speak about it, and then I thought to myself, oh, this is actually legitimate. There was a source. However, it's very difficult to figure out what the exact source of this was. I do know there's an organization called Hami Nepal, and we have a leader, Mr. Gurung, who stood up fiercely for the peaceful protest, and it gathered traction because people connected over the sentiment of frustration of seeing, lack of capital expenditure being directed towards infrastructure and other development that we need, but seeing the kids of, the politicians living lavishly, and yet gaslighting us into believing that, that's their own money. But we have the proof. People have the proof. People have the receipts. So yeah, that's how it got traction.
Rose, could you repeat that name once for me? The first leader you saw this comment on and the organization? If you could just repeat that for me.
Yes, absolutely. The organization is called Hami Nepal. They have an Instagram page, and the leader of that, the peaceful protest, the group, is a social group. I believe his name is Sudan Gurung. So it's Mr. Sudan Gurung. You can definitely find his page on Instagram.
All right, we'll definitely look into that. But also, Rose, as we sort of take this conversation forward, I want to understand from you, currently it looks like there was a peaceful protest that was called upon, and then people just joined in and took over. And currently that taking over, the boiling of anger has just gone wild to the degree that it's gone into a situation of self-harm. I'm just trying to understand what happens next. You're right, Nepal hasn't seen an uprising of this scale in its recent history.
Absolutely. This level of uprising is definitely worrisome. And we had planned a peaceful protest, but we were infiltrated by different political parties, even yesterday, that triggered police and that led to violence. There are allegations of it being pre planned. However, there needs to be a proper investigation on that. Today, yes, it has been infiltrated by many more people who were angry at the government, and they have been vandalizing different properties, and we need to make an end to this. I myself have been sharing different videos, stories, urging people to stop, doing this. And our mayor and other public leaders have also spoken about stopping the vandalism, and stopping using our excessive force. That's what we were protesting yesterday, and we're using excessive force today. We need to put an end to this. We would also really benefit from, more awareness and everyone that can help us right now.
All right, Rose, thank you so much for joining us, and stay safe and good luck. Good luck to the country, because we don't know where this is going to go, but we'll be tracking all the updates right here on India Today. Let's cut across to some more guests now. Darshan Pranjuli, he's an activist in Kathmandu. He joins us live now. Darshan, where are you exactly? What is happening? Why haven't people stopped with the vandalism despite having got everything that they wanted?
Yeah, because the situation is out of control and there is no leader. And everyone is calling out for Balen, but I think the Nepal army chief also, have established a statement calling like they would help in this transition of power. So there are, I mean, the Baneswar area, there are people in the streets roaming around with waving flags that we have won the war. But still, there is a lot of vandalism that's going on. They are targeting individuals and other people house as well. So the situation if is out of control, but I'm safe. Just 5 minutes ago I was just in front of Parliament's building. It's on fire. And I mean, everybody of you all know that what happened with all the leaders that were beaten like brutally. That was not supposed to be happen, I think, but I mean, nobody controlled it, right? So there was no leader. So this incident took place.
Darshan, do you think you have anybody, one person, one leader, one face, or one organization in mind who has the potential to unite Nepal today? Does somebody like that, is there somebody on the top of the minds of the people?
That everyone is counting for Balen Saha, the mayor of Kathmandu, Kathmandu metropolitan city. The former rapper is what Gen Zs and especially people who are now vandalizing these properties could listen to. But I don't know how it's going to be controlled, because army. I mean, if you look at the South Asian region in this kind of situations, if you look at the recent example of Bangladesh, then for some time, at least 2-3 days, Nepal army can help in this transition. And also the demand is that the directly elected president for this transition government, maybe Balen could be the one. That's only I can say for now. So
All right, Darshan, thank you so much for joining us.